Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about something that, of course, that wasn't planned, just like the last video. I had another topic planned, but just like last time, I was compelled to talk about something else. So, I'm going to be talking about a topic that everyone and their mother talks about on YouTube, whether it comes from spiritual gurus to bad biddies who just know what they're talking about. I'm going to be talking about protecting your, my, all of our peace. It's a generic topic everyone knows generally how to do, per se. Not like we actively all do it though. We all know like what it means. But so how can we actually protect our peace, right? I felt compelled to talk about this today because, well, my peace was jeopardized, and only because of me, you know, lots of overthinking, got anxious, just all the bad things. So today, things I kind of did to help protect my peace. Well, first is to identify what triggered me. So the first thing I did was identify my trigger. I guess I was just driving along the highway today and I just had a really triggering thought about like a past friendship, right? And I just got really mad, just really in my head, and just started getting really anxious. Even thinking about the past, dwelling on the past can jeopardize your peace right now. So in order to protect that, it was over a situation I've healed from, but you know, slight triggers here and there, healthy, normal, but annoying. But in that moment, after identifying my trigger and knowing where it stemmed from, I kind of just focused on things that I had, things that I could focus on that were like factual and tangible in the moment. So after identifying it, number 1, 2 was kind of, you know, the generic saying, be grateful, but I meant it in the most literal sense, because in that moment of dwelling on a really negative past friendship, I was like, wait, stop. Like I kind of stopped the thought in the process, and I was like, wait, Spell, you have amazing, bountiful, just great friendships right now. Forget about whatever happened in the past. Isabel, you have amazing friendships right now. And I started listing off the amazing friends I have now, just thinking about all the good memories we have. And I just started dwelling on good stuff. I started thinking about, okay, yeah, that happened in the past. That really negative thing happened in the past. But right now, who do you have right now? And I started to really focus on that. And I just really tried my hardest to focus on that, which helped me just calm myself down a little bit, calm the trigger down, and just like, okay, like making it seem as though like I'd be disrespecting my current friends if I was dwelling on friends who don't bring things to my life anymore, you know? So that was one way I was able to protect my peace in that moment today. And after all that happened, right, I decided to go on social media and reduce, like, I guess my chances of seeing them or having, you know, like, I'm a huge advocate of the mute button, block button, all of it. Right? And I'm one of those people who are very afraid of using that button, only sparingly when I feel like it's really needed, right? But honestly, I think you don't need a serious situation to block someone. Like, if their existence kind of jeopardizes your happiness and emotional state, mute them, block them. What are they gonna do? Fight you? No. Like, seriously, like, protecting your peace is something that should be treated more seriously. And I know it just sounds so generic when you hear protect your peace, protect your peace, protect your peace, but you know, but like in that moment of like your peace being jeopardized, your whole life feels at stake. Like you feel really like, whew, if you're in a triggered state, which means your peace is being jeopardized. So finding any way to reduce those triggers, like before you ultimately like dig deeper and like heal them. Initially, it's very good to reduce like you seeing the triggers, because like you'll be triggered more often. For that worked for me personally in my healing processes. But yeah, mute them, honey. Block them, honey. Block, mute, delete. Especially if you're not even in contact with these people anymore and they're still kind of having, you know, living in your head rent free. Honey, these people aren't even thinking about you, like, and I'm over here letting them live in my head rent free, jeopardizing my peace right now. It sounds stupid logically, but a lot of us do this. I do this. Ooh, Isabel, you do this. You do this, doll. So like, it's just when you give yourself these pep talks, and that could be the third thing. After identifying the trigger, giving yourself a little talk down with gratitude, You could do a general talk down, like, why, like try to get to the nitty gritty of it. Why am I thinking about the situation? I know the other person or situation or whatever is not even relevant anymore. Why am I allowing myself to, like, you know, why am I allowing myself to get wrapped into these things that jeopardizes my peace right now when they're not even in my life, present in my life? Why? Like, start questioning ourselves so we can, like, get to the root of it. You know, if they're, like, really, like, surface level, quick little fixes, like, you can just fix with some gratitude, bet. But of course, there's always some deep-rooted things that can really jeopardize our peace. It's most majority of the time situations that come up that makes us feel triggered, jeopardized, traumatized, that jeopardize our peace. That takes a while to find ways to protect our peace again. So we have to, like, dig deep, of course, feel the triggers a little bit, but, like, finding the root is like just essential. So we have to question ourselves in the moment if we can. In the moment, if there's, like, a brand new trigger, like, mind you, this is all when we've had, like, the trauma already, like, for, like, a couple, you know, for a while now. This is not about, like, when we initially experienced new trauma for the first time, because that's a whole different story, right? But this is after we've, like, gone through a situation, months have passed, weeks have passed, you know, years have passed, and we're still thinking about it, of those triggers that pop up. So that's when we're like, all right, like, we know the root, or we can, like, analyze the root a little bit more, like, okay, I know this happened. Why is it still bothering me? Like, is there certain aspects of it that I didn't heal? Blah, blah, blah. Like, just start digging a little deeper with it. And then once we dig a little deeper with it, and once we finally identify it, then we can find some coping mechanisms, healthy ones, that can help counteract that trigger, so we can kind of rewrite our script, per se. Kind of rewrite the trigger when it pops up. If we see something that reminds us of the situation, then we can be like, okay, like, I've prepared myself for when this happened. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk away and talk to whatever. I'm going to go watch something that makes me feel good. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to cry. I'm going to, you know, like, whatever you pre-planned for that. It's kind of like preparing for the triggers, which is definitely something that has helped me tremendously, because I get triggered a lot. I'm a very triggered woman, and I try not to let it show too much, because, like, I've acted out of my triggers many times in my life, which hasn't done me very well. So identifying my triggers, like, okay, ooh, Isabel, you know what happens usually when you act out of a trigger. When this happens, we're gonna do the better thing right now. So, like, for example, say if I assume someone has done something to me, right? I assume the worst. My first toxic thing to do, right, is to, like, subtweet them. I mean, I don't even use Twitter, but, like, I, like, you know, subtweet them or at them on Snapchat, social media. I'll start posting, like, quotes that, like, kind of, you know, correlate with them. Or I don't think I resort to, like, messaging them, but, like, I'll add them a lot of stuff, like, oh yeah, like, you know, like, this person, or, like, you know, quotes that, like, that person will knows about them, just so that, like, because I wanted them to know I'm mad, you know, things like that. Even if the situation wasn't even a thing, if I assumed it was a thing, it's over for that person. But I've learned, okay, when I'm triggered with that, ooh, just get off the phone and just wait till you have more facts. Wait till you have more facts, Isabel. It's gonna be hard, but wait till we have more facts. So, like, preparing, like, it takes trial and error, of course. It takes being triggered a bunch of times and seeing what, like, causes that trigger for you to know, like, okay, when that happens, I'm gonna do this healthy thing rather than do that unhealthy thing. So, whew. So what have we done so far, right? We've seen the trigger. Boom, bam, splat. That's what it is, right? And then we're like, okay, how can I, you know, what is it?
Editing Isabel here. My camera died here without me knowing, and I talked for 5 more minutes and then realized it stopped here. But moral of the story is, find out your triggers, investigate them, block that person who's hurting your feelings, and when it's only up from here. Thank you for watching. Bye!